Good day everyone. I am Real Baguin, PhD Math Ed student at Negros Oriental State University. For today's video, I'll be talking about the introduction of operations research.
Introduction to Operations Research. We have the learning objectives. At the end of this video, you will be able to know what is operations research and its history, distinguish the characteristics of operations research, learn the operations research being used today, and appreciate the importance and uses of operations research. What is operations research? Operations research is an analytical method of problem solving and decision making that is useful in the management of organizations. In operations research, problems are broken down into basic components and then solved in defined steps by mathematical analysis. Operations research also is the application of methods of science to complex problems arising in the direction and management of large number of men, machines, materials, and money in industry, business, government, and defense. It is also the application of scientific methods, techniques, and tools to problems involving the operation of a system so as to provide those in control of the system with optimum solution to the problem. History of operations research. Operations research can be traced back to World War II, with a group of scientists was hired by the government of England in order to research on the military operations of the English military. Basically, the group of scientists wanted to identify or optimize their radar operations and also their bomber operations. With the success of the English group of scientists, the Americans also hired their own group of scientists in order to research on complex logistical problems, inventions of new flight patterns, planning sea mining, effective utilization of electronic equipment. The techniques they used in their operations research were applied to address problems in business, government, and society today. In industries, operations research was used to sought solutions to complex executive-type problems and to serve the overall objectives of the organization and the utilization of effective tools. Characteristics of operations research. The first one is optimization. The purpose of operations research is to achieve the best performance under the given circumstances. Optimization also involves comparing and narrowing down potential options. Next one is simulation. This involves building models or replications in order to try out and test solutions before applying them. And the next one is probability and statistics. This includes using mathematical algorithms and data to uncover helpful insights and risks, make reliable predictions, and test possible solutions. Importance and uses of operations research. The field of operations research provides a more powerful approach to decision making than ordinary software and data analytics tools. Employing operations research, professionals can help companies achieve more complete data sets, consider all available options, predict all possible outcomes, and estimate risks. Additionally, operations research can be tailored to specific business processes or use cases to determine which techniques are most appropriate to solve the problem. Uses of operations research. Operations research can be applied to a variety of uses including scheduling and time management, enterprise resource planning and supply chain management, inventory management, urban and agricultural planning, network optimization and engineering, packet routing optimization, risk management, crime investigations, city planning, and transportation systems. The first mathematical technique in operations research is called the simplex method of linear programming, which was created by George Bernard Danzig in his PhD dissertation. George Bernard Danzig introduced the world to linear programming and more generally to the power of optimization. By creating the simplex method for solving linear programs, he made vastly complex decisions amenable to computation. By demonstrating the duality between activities and prices, he paved the way for new analysis, resulting in greater market efficiency. His work has supported growing economies and improved healthcare, saving many from hunger and extending lives around the world. Danzig's optimism and determination inspired many to increase their own achievements. Simplex method is an approach to solving linear programming models by hand using slot variables, tableaus, and pivot variables is a means to finding the optimal solution of an optimization problem. Simplex tableau is used to perform row operations in the linear programming model as well as for checking optimality. So now we will be solving a linear programming problem using simplex method in MS Excel solver. So we have the information for the wooden tables and chairs. So we have here that is wood, that is bird foot. Then we have our labor, we have per hour. So by this, we could have a function which is to be maximized. So we could have a function of 300 x sub 1 plus 400 x sub 2. So basically that is our function, and that is subject to the following constraints. So we have 30 x sub 1 plus 20 x sub 2. So that is less than or equal to 300. Then we also have 5x sub 1 plus 10x sub 2, that is less than or equal to 110. And we have x sub 1 and x sub 2, which are all greater than or equal to 0. So now let's try to solve this problem using the MS Excel solver. So now we have our variables. So we have x sub 1, we have x sub 2, then just make it 0. Then our objective is to maximize our profit. So just make it 0. Then we have our constraints. We have 4 constraints. We have, let's just make it C1, then no, C4, right? Okay, so we have to maximize it. So that is equals, we have 300. I'll just have a parenthesis, 300 times x sub 1 plus 400 times x sub 2. Then we have our constraints equals 30 times x sub 1, then plus 20 times x sub 2. So that is, just put our inequality here in our right hand side. So that is less than or equal to 300. The next constraint is equal to 5 times x sub 1 plus 10 times x sub 2 equals, then that is less than or equal to 110. And we also have our third constraint, that is x sub 1 for our inequality that is greater than or equal to 0. And lastly, we have our fourth constraint, our x sub 2 that is also greater than or equal to 0. So now we are ready to solve, to maximize using our MS Excel solver. All right, let's have to reset it all. So our target is to maximize this one. So that is maximize by changing these variable cell, and that is subject to this constraints. So we have to add our constraints. So we have this one that is less than or equal to 300. Have to add that. Then next one that is less than or equal to 110. We have some more. We have this one. So that is greater than or equal to 0. And lastly, we have this one, and still that is greater than or equal to 0. All right. So we already have our constraints here, and make sure that we click the simplex linear programming. So now we're ready to solve. Okay, let's click OK. And we have here the result. So meaning to say, our maximum profit is 4,800 pesos, and we could manufacture 4 tables and 9 chairs.